Welcome once again, time travelers, in this adventure and history of the Knights Templar. This is episode 7 of our series. So far, we've seen the rise of the Knights Templars after the Second Crusade that gave them a very high recognition in the eye of the European monarchs so far. And from the mid 12th centuries, the Knights Templar captured the imagination of Western Europe. For the faithful, praying in a Templar church, being laid to rest in their cemeteries, or joining a brotherhood linked to the order were acts of profound devotion. These were seen as admirable deeds and pathways to salvation, especially since the Templars were devoted to defending Christ's legacy and the Kingdom of Jerusalem. This sacred mission sparked a wave of generosity, flooding the order with donations that built an immense fortune and established a sprawling network of commanderies. Now, if you remember, commanderies were these centers, these fortified estates of the Templars that were built across Europe. By the 12th century, their wealth rivaled monarchs, as we've seen in the past episode, fueling a vast economic network. The Templars' rising fame wasn't just a passing trend, it was championed by chroniclers, poets, and thinkers who hailed them as icons of faith and strength, as an example of Christianity. In the National Archives of Paris, millions of documents are meticulously organized and stored by date, and they chronicle France's history. Among them, there are 12th century records that offer vivid insight into the plethora of donations that fueled the Templars' growth soon after their founding. On January 9, 1144, Pope Celestine II's bull Milites Templi rallied the faithful to support the Templars, declaring them defenders of the faith in the East with limited resources, urging believers to provide for their needs. In return, those who donated land, goods, or money would be relieved of 1/7 of the penances required to atone for their sins. This wasn't merely a call for charity, it was a divinely sanctioned appeal, encouraging voluntary contributions with a spiritual reward. The response was staggering. From common folks to nobles, donations poured in, and even Templars themselves bolstered the order's growth by relinquishing their personal wealth. A rare document from April 1192, written in Acre during the Third Crusade, captures this situation vividly. We have this knight, Raoul de Resson, a knight from Picardy. He joined the Templars and donated an estate in Picardy, declaring, "In the name of the Holy and Indivisible Trinity, for the salvation of my soul and my family, I grant to God and the house of the Knights of the Temple a tract of land, to be used freely and in peace forever. In return, I receive the robes of this house and become its servant." Signed in the Crusader strongholds of Acres alongside his lord, the Count of Soissons. This charter confirms his donation and entry into the order, a knight who fought in the Holy Land and gave up his lands to serve a higher calling. This is a powerful testament to devotion. Nobles also played a major role. A 1159 document signed by Henry I, Count of Champagne, records his contribution. "I, Henry, Count Palatine of Troyes, declare for present and future that my father, Count Theobald, sent 7 marks of silver to the brothers of the temple for the salvation of a soul and mine. I grant them 24 livres from the taxes of Troyes, 12 from the Saint Remy fair, and 12 from the Saint Jean fair, to hold in perpetuity. I have ordered this to be written and sealed with my authority. These sums came from the black cloth, a tax of commercial transactions at Champagne's thriving fairs, which were economic powerhouses of the era. This steady revenue stream gave the Templars reliable liquidity year after year, showcasing how local wealth fueled their global mission. Royalty joined the cause as well. Richard I, known as Richard the Lionheart, King of England and Duke of Normandy, was a fervent Templar supporter. A rare document from his reign confirms their privileges. I, Richard, by the grace of God, King of the English, Duke of Normandy, and Count of Anjou, confirm the donation made to the brothers of the Knight Templar of Solomon in Normandy. Their lands, villages, and men are exempt from taxes and tolls. Addressed to archbishops, bishops, sheriffs, and officials across Normandy, this decree was enacted directly or through authenticated copies, ensuring the Templars' economic freedom across his domains. As you can see, these documents reveal a vast network of support, from monarchs to local lords, each contributing to a sophisticated political and economic system. Donations varied by region, land in one place and cash in another. They were tailored to local resources but united in purpose. While sovereigns offered protection and privileges, counts and nobles gave what their estates could provide, creating a multi-layered framework that empowered the Templars. The order's commanderies, where members lived and managed these assets, expanded rapidly. Over time, Templar leaders became skilled administrators, organizing their scattered holdings with precision. They exchanged less valuable lands for more productive ones, grouped properties for efficiency, and established commanderies near rivers and roads for irrigation, transport, and trade. Ports like Marseille and Aigues-Mortes, alongside trade hubs like Montpellier, became vital hubs, shipping horses, equipment, and men to the Holy Land. Historians estimate 700 to 1,000 commanderies stretching from Scotland to southern Italy and Christian kingdoms of Spain. Each housed 30 to 50 members between knights, sergeants, and workers, totaling thousands across Europe. The Templars operated on two fronts. In the east, they were a military force defending the Holy Land. In the west, their commanderies were economic powerhouses, generating wealth and in order to sustain the campaigns. They raised sheep, cultivated crops, traded textiles, and managed orchards, crafted tiles, and ran water mills. If there was a way to generate income, the Templars mastered it, not for personal gain, but to fund their sacred mission in the East. In England, their legacy endures at places like Cressing Temple in Essex, donated in 1137 by Queen Matilda. Spanning 700 acres, it includes one of the world's oldest wooden barns and set strategically between London and the bustling port of Harwich. As donations from English nobles grew, commanderies spread across Essex, Lincolnshire, Norfolk, and beyond. By the 13th century, under the enthusiastic patronage of Henry III, the Templars held 141 properties in England and Wales, over 60,000 acres with 30,000 under cultivation. They were not just landowners, they were among England's wealthiest institutions, rivaling monarchs. Their approach was strikingly modern, like a corporation focused on rational investment and profit maximization to support their crusading goals. The Templars' wealth and discipline made them indispensable, but it was their spiritual mission that inspired such devotion. To medieval Europe, they were more than warriors or financiers. They were a bridge to salvation, transforming donations into fortresses and faith into action. From papal balls to knights' vows, their story reveals how piety, power, and pragmatism forged one of history's most legendary orders. Well, ladies and gents, this is it for episode 7, and I will see you next time for episode 8.